The bottom right, there's a connector. Yeah. It's all so familiar to me. I kind of forget that, these are things not everyone just knows. I'll have to download the map for this one specifically. I mean, there's not much to learn here in terms of interface. I'm just gonna give you a run through the different characters and their weapons and abilities.
Let's get them.
Yeah, so like this is like a community-hosted server. There's official servers as well, so you don't have to play on these. Yep, you're just gonna hit continue. Like until it brings you to the menu, and then go to red team, so you can see the damage and all that. And just pick the guy furthest left. It's called the scout. Yeah, that guy. He's the furthest left. That is the scout. You can walk out the, like you see that door. Yeah, it opens up. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm. That's me with my fancy little hats. But the scout's pretty straightforward. You double jump, right? So this Genji is kind of a part. Yeah, this was the inspiration for Genji. Very light on this character. Other characters are a lot closer to Overwatch characters. You can double jump. You run really fast. He's the fastest character in the game, outside of very specific circumstances that you don't really have to worry about for now. And then his primary is called the scatter gun. It's just a shotgun. It's like, be close. It does a lot of damage. Your goal is to hit mid shots. There's no headshots with it. It's just better to aim for the center of the body. His pistol, you can use to kind of pepper people down, do smaller amounts of damage. Shoots pretty fast. Doesn't have a lot of ammo to it, but it has a decent clip. You can just hold the fire with it, which applies to the main weapon as well. But with a shotgun, you don't really want to auto fire. You mainly want to actually aim your shots. Yeah. And then he has a melee, and it's just pointless to actually use his melee. It's really bad. There's 35 damage a hit, and if you look in the bottom, you have 125 health. And
oh boy,
yeah, 35 damage, not a lot. If I hit you, that takes forever. And at the same time, you shoot me twice with the scatter gun, I'm fucking dead. Alright,
what's the melee button?
Oh, you just 1, 2, and 3 to swap between the weapons.
Oh, it's a different weapon. Got it.
Yeah. There's no quick melee in this game. That's an Overwatch specific thing. Yeah, that's the scout. That's his basic weapons. There's the way Overwatch, tf2 works is interesting. Overwatch, you have a million heroes that all have 2 abilities, right? So Winston has leap and bubble, and that's his whole gimmick. In this game, you have 9 classes that all have a general playstyle. I mean, scout, move fast, double jump, have a shotgun, and shoot people with it. Right, that's your whole main gimmick. But then you have weapon unlocks, and you can kind of change loadouts and stuff. And as you unlock weapons, that'll change up your playstyle a little bit, with each weapon. So for example, there's a gun, there's a shotgun that gives you 2 ammo instead of 6 in the clip. And the idea with it is to one-tap people with a quick 1-2 burst, right? But yeah, so that's the scout, and then you can go back to spawn and hit, or you can probably just kill me real quick. You can do that. Yeah, if you go back to spawn and hit comma, that's how you change classes. And then check out the second guy. This is the most popular class in the game. It's a soldier. He inspired Pharah, but he's way better than Pharah in every way. Pharah is kind of disappointing compared to the soldier. Yeah, the soldier, he's got some, he shoots rockets. They do splash damage. They do 90 on direct, I think. If you just shoot one directly at me. There you go, 99.
For those to the head.
I don't know if that... Well, no, there's no headshots on it. 94.
Oh, yeah, 94.
Generally, it's 90. There's damage fall off on it, so most of the time you're doing about 90 if you hit a direct. But it also has splash damage, which is a little bit less. He also just has a straight up shotgun as a secondary. You swap to that. Got 6 whole shots, and it works. I mean, it's a shotgun. It works exactly like how you think a shotgun would. If you try to shoot me from here, there's damage fall off and less bullets. Or you're doing no damage. If I go point blank and you shoot me, then you'll notice you do a lot more with meat shots. Yeah. Right? It's that's how a shotgun works.
Shotgun compared to the scatter shot?
The scatter shot has like a slightly different bullet spread and I think a few less pellets. On average, it does more damage than the scatter gun. Is all you really need to know. They function. You want to aim in the same place. They're shotguns, right? That's
Yep. Yeah.
but generally, you don't really use the shotgun on Soldier because his rocket launcher is so nice. And the main reason is you can shoot yourself to go flying around the map. It's called rocket jumping. Right? If you jump up and shoot the floor, it like boosts you up. You crouch jump, you go way higher too. I don't know. Have you ever crouch jumped? I found out that Storm had never crouch jumped in Overwatch.
Crouch jumping?
You jump and then crouch. You get way more height.
Is that how you rocket? Is that how you rocket jump with Soldier? I have not figured out the Helix rockets.
Oh yeah, I mean crouch jumping used for like everything. Like if you come to this wall right here, this is a good example.
So you're crouched, you jump and
no, you jump and then crouch specifically. It's very very simple. But you were also on no health. It does a lot of damage to you without a certain unlock. But if you come out this way, I wanted to show you just like a good application. I mean, crouch jumping is in almost every video game, at least first-person shooter. If you see right here, crouch, jump, crouch, yeah. Right, come up to like this wall, for example.
Okay.
And you can't like try normal jump. You're never making it up there. Right, it's just not going to happen. Try a jump and then crouch. There you go.
Oh.
This applies in Overwatch too. There's a lot of places that just general characters can crouch jump to easily get up to. It's in Overwatch, CSGO, tf2, Half-Life, Portal, like every game has this. And it's just kind of assumed you know about it. Which, like I said, I found out apparently people don't. Which is kind of insane to me. It's a very simple mechanic, but it does so much.
And that's just like intentionally built into the game mechanics?
Every game, yeah. Like, it's a deliberate choice. I'm sure initially it was like a bug, but then like people liked it, so they're like, fucking keep it in. And games like Overwatch, it definitely is a choice.
For stuff? Much?
No.
Alright, I want to swap,
yeah, that's a common thing. Yeah, options, keyboard, scroll down. Well, you don't have to scroll down where it says duck. Like, just dead center of the screen. You just hit edit key, and then change that to, like, left shift or whatever you want to use it for.
Money.
Yeah. And I'll see if that... Yeah. Although, I mean, use crouch and control for crouch and Overwatch, it might not be bad to be used to it. But it depends. I mean, everyone's got their own preference. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I actually swapped it to a mouse button.
Oh, well, you do that. You could do that too. It's not as bad. The same way. You just hit edit key and then you use the mouse button. And it'll input it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. There you go. But anyway, yeah, with the way rocket jumping works is pretty straightforward. When you shoot a rocket, like obviously it has a splash damage, and basically the way it's fired, you move in the inverse way. So if I fire it at my feet, I'm going to go straight up. If I fire it forward a bit, I start going like back a bit more, right, instead of just straight up. And basically where you fire it and the way you jump can all impact like the direction, the speed, everything like that. Generally, the lower you go, the higher speed you have, and the less damage you'll do to yourself. Interestingly, in this game, something worth noting is if you look directly down, you can only aim it at an 89-degree angle, which means you always are looking a little bit behind you. So if you shoot directly down, you'll actually move forward a bit, assuming that you don't just die, like I did. But yeah. So a lot of people like that. There's a rocket jumping, like, that's one of those things like V-hopping, where you can spend thousands of hours to improve on it. But there is a thing called a rocket jump course, which, if you like this type of thing, we can do that and you can learn about it. Storm didn't really care for it, but if you like movement mechanics, it's really fun to get into. Very simple, too, I feel. But yeah, Soldier also, if you didn't notice, bottom left, he's got 200 health, which is almost double what the Scout has. But he also has a way slower movement speed, but you make up for that with rocket jumping, right? You can just, like, you know, fly across the map, fly up, like, wherever you want, kind of do everything. And as you get better, you can fly around maps easier. Like, I just went back to my spot on the other side of the map. And there's like a certain unlock called the gunboats, which makes you take less self damage, which lets you rocket jump more, but it gets rid of your shotgun, which is why I say the shotgun's never used, because a lot of people like that weapon, like to just rocket jump and shoot people with rockets. I mean, because splash damage is just nice. Like if you miss your shots, you'll do like a nice chunk of damage to someone. Generally aim at the floor, there's no headshots. So it's better, it's always better to aim down.
Right. Worst case, you're falling on splash.
Right, worst case, you get that 50 splash, best case, you get that 90 direct. It's like it's a win-win. Anyway, we can swap to the next guy now. And you can do that while you're dead as well. Just comma. Oh, yeah, resume game. You just got like another random item.
Oh, alright, sweet. Next one.
Yeah, this one's the Pyro. This inspired May.
Pyro.
Yeah. Alright, so pretty interesting, and yet again, all these characters are pretty simple, just interesting the way you can apply them. Also, I didn't mention this, but Soldier had a melee, and it does like every melee except the Scout and the Spy. It does 65 on hit, 195 with a crit. And this game is a thing called random crits, where sometimes your weapon just randomly does 3 times the damage. It's actually really fun. It's like a blue shell Mario Kart, pretty much.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
he has the same shotgun. A little bit more usable with him because I mean the way the flamethrower works, that's your primary, is the left click is like the May freeze, except it only does damage. But if I wasn't Pyro specifically, it also does. It's a knockback thing, but it also deflects projectiles. So if I go swap the Soldier real quick, you can actually shoot the rocket back at me, and it makes it a mini crit, which means it does a little bit more damage. So I'll go do that real quick. Let me make my way back over here. But yeah, I didn't mention on Soldier, but basically from this point on, every character has a melee weapon that does 65 on hit, 195 on crit. That's just like the... but generally, melees are only used for last resorts outside of Spy, which we'll get over to when we get over to him. But for example, you have to time it. So I'm going to fire a rocket directly at you, and just right-click like right when it's in front of you. Okay, we're a little early. Way too early. Okay, you go back and like touch the chest in your spawn. There's like that thing heals you. The right. There you go.
Nice.
Right. Let's shoot another one. Okay. There you go. Right. You'd see you deflects up back at me. You can also very rarely use tech, but a really cool tech is when you deflect. It's like Genji's deflect, where you aim it, like kind of is where it goes. So you can actually deflect it at your feet to rocket jump this Pyro and do some goofy shit, like, you know, come in like that and just fucking whack someone. But yeah. But the main thing with Pyro, and most new players really like him, because his flamethrower, you can just hold W and mouse 1 and just walk at people and, like, kill them. If you just tap it on me, like, don't use it on me a lot because I don't have a lot of health, but if you tap it on me for, like, a millisecond, you notice I burn to death after you stop shooting, and that's because it has a thing called Afterburn, which just does a little bit of, like, chip damage after the fact. It's kind of like, you know how, like, Junker Queen's thing has, like, some damage after you get hit by her ult? Yeah. Or, like, get hit by her knife or whatever. It's the same thing, but with fire. The reason I swapped the Soldier...
Or same thing as, like, Ash's Dynamite, right?
Yeah, pretty much, except it's just activated by you walking at people and, you know, holding down your mouse button with your flamethrower. And you notice you have a bunch of ammo with your flamethrower. If you hold left click, it doesn't use that much. Like, you just hold it. You want to generally hold it, because you do both damage and afterburn. But if you notice, if you deflect, it takes 20 ammo away, like, really fast. So you can't do too many of those. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's like the... And the reason I swapped the Soldier specifically is an interesting quirk of Pyro. This Pyro specifically is immune to Afterburn. Like, other Pyros can't get Afterburn damage. So when you're fighting other Pyros, you could pull out your shotgun. Generally, that's the main use for it. Is because other Pyros... I mean, you can't only deflect projectiles, and bullets are not projectiles. So if I had a shotgun equipped, which I don't, I'd be able to do that. But we can go to the next guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just
I can comma from anywhere.
Yeah. Kills you if you swap them. Anyway, this next guy is the Demoman. Junkrat was 1-to-1 copied from him on launch, and then they slowly changed him over time, so now he's kind of a little bit different. But his primary fire, I mean, it's like the Junkrat. primary fire. Direct hits do a bunch of damage, and you'll take a little bit of random splash damage if they're like slightly off, if that makes sense. Is left click or like the concussion mines, right? It's called the sticky bomb launcher. And you left click to fire and right click to detonate like you just did. The difference is you can fire up to 8 of them and have 8 of them active at a time. And detonate all of them at once for like a big explosion. And they stick to walls and ceilings and shit.
What's the charge up?
Hold left click and you can shoot them further.
Oh, that's what it's just range.
Yeah. That's... There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if you like fire like 2 of them at my feet and detonate, you'll see they do like hella damage. Right, like that did.
Yeah, 116.
I wasn't even on it. If I was directly on it, I would have done more. But there's a common like the thing with Demoman is the sticky bomb launcher. Demoman effectively has 2 primaries, so the sticky bomb launcher is good enough on its own, and yeah, like you found out you can sticky jump as well. Most people don't explore as much, but it does take away a lot of damage, and unlike Soldier, like I said, he has an unlock where he can take less damage from his own rockets with a certain unlock. With Demoman, you don't have that leisure, like, what is it? Leisure?
Oh, sticky jumping is less.
Sticky jumping is like, you basically do it like one time to get out of spawn or something, or if you're doing something goofy. But it's also way easier. It's a lot more one-dimensional. Like, you like...
I find
like,
yeah. I'm trying to think of the analogy. Well, the analogy is like, the rocket jumping is like Ash's shotgun, and the stickies are like mice.
It's not really. With the thing with rocket jumping is you can chain rocket jumps together and go flying across an entire map. With stickies, it's like a one and done type thing. You don't do a second. Yep. I mean, you can chain a second sticky, but a third is really, really hard. I mean, a second's already hard as hell to do because you move faster than your stickies do. You have to like do weird maneuvers in order to do that.
Yep, and there's that activation delay.
Yeah, but you can also place more than one sticky to get launched further. You can just go downstairs. There's like a stair, yeah, right there.
Downstairs.
Yeah, there's a. No, you went back upstairs. So,
oh wait, no, this is where I spawned. So I should go downstairs.
You should go downstairs and then to the left. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like another room back there, but this is just a custom map. There's a bunch of random stuff that you could explore in here.
Man, they really have like so many of the Minecraft textures. Like,
this is a Minecraft map.
Minecraft.
It's a. I mean, you could have any custom textures, sound effects, anything, make whatever map you want, and people generally gravitate toward Minecraft maps for stuff to just chill on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, your primary things like Junkrat's primary. Your other thing, there's a thing called sticky spamming, though. That's what I wanted to talk about. Where because you can detonate so fast if you left click then right click with the sticky launcher, sometimes if you just get like, there's a thing called a medic, which is basically mercy. If you just like walk around constantly left and right clicking, you can just do massive explosive damage to people and kill a lot of people. Like the explosion rate is really generous on the sticky launcher. It makes it easier to. It's kind of like splash damage on a rocket launcher, except way more spammable because it shoots faster and all that.
It's almost like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, okay. That's why people often say that Demoman is 2 primaries. Because I mean, the grenade launcher is great too. If you hit it direct, it does like 100. Let me make my way back over there so you can
get
go
around
do that.
Corners and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and it can bounce off walls and shit, just in the same way Junkrats can. That's if you shoot me. You'll notice you took some self damage there. I mean, do it again, like you'd see 100 to me. But you also killed yourself because you take self damage if you're too close. Junkrat actually on the launch of Overwatch 1 did self damage as well because he was inspired directly by this character.
Really?
Yeah, they slowly patched that out with every, like, there was like a few seasons, like season 1 to 5, every season he basically one more part of his kit didn't do self damage. I mean, there was weird shit too, like Diva's bomb used to blow herself up, which was fucking hilarious. And
I think it kind of should.
And there was also a very, it's already awful even with that added bonus. And then there's also the thing with Diva, you know how she can remake kill people?
Yeah.
That used to just not be a thing. There was no downside for just walking at a Diva remaking. Like, you wouldn't take damage, you wouldn't take knockback, there wouldn't be any downside. Which is wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah. That made it really bad. But anyway,
if the bomb kills you and you don't have,
it was both.
Any, like,
it was wild. Yeah.
Double whammy.
But if
All
you
right,
go swap again, the next guy is next character generally is I mean, like their thing is like mercenary, but that's like tf2 specific. You just say like next guy. No one really cares.
Yeah.
Anyway, Heavy is the inspiration for Orisa and Bastion to some degree, but mainly Orisa. If you notice, he has 300 health. Like we didn't really talk about it, but Demoman and Pyro both have 175, which puts him a little bit under Soldier, but comfortably over Scout. But he's got a whole 300, but he moves super slow, has a big hitbox, and his main thing is just his minigun. Like, he's a very every other character has a lot of depth. Heavy is like the simple, one-dimensional character.
Simple spray and pray.
Right. Well, it's not spray and pray, because if you notice, when you try to shoot his main weapon, it takes a while. Well, it has a lot of spread, but it also takes a while to, like, rev up. I mean, it's like Bastions, where it's like, once you get close, you can kind of really shred someone. Right, so if I get really close, you'll notice you'll just go for it, like, fucking execute me. Right, and I had 300 health there, so that's like a very, very quick solid damage. But the thing is, when you try to left click and fire, his weapon takes a bit to like fire. Interesting thing though is you already found out on your own yet again.
Slower.
Yeah, you move slower as you're shooting. But as you found out on your own, as I just saw, if you hold right click, it'll rev it up without firing, so you don't waste your ammo.
Yeah.
So you can use that.
I was curious. I was like, why not just always walk around revved? Because
it's slower. But what you can do is when you know someone's going to be around a corner, you can engage with a right click and then left click if they're actually there.
Yeah,
and that's like a common thing.
This feels incredibly natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple, straightforward.
You're walking around with, like, yeah. A minigun that you need
and
to get
he has a shotgun technically, but it gets instantly replaced. Basically there's an unlock that's called the sandwich, which is a sandwich. And you can use it to heal yourself and teammates. Like this guy, like if he'll only damage you, you can go walk over that, even though it's from my team, and if he didn't just pick it up and eat it in front of you, you would have healed off of it. But you can throw it, mainly you can right click to throw. Yeah, you can kill blind if you. I think I have it set to P. I don't know if I have that in your config. I mean, try pressing P out of curiosity.
Wait, was he another person or was he like?
Yeah, there's another guy who just randomly joined us. He's got 140 ping. Dude, this guy's in like Europe and just like, ooh, 2 people on an empty server. Let me make it 3. I don't really know what he's. So, yeah, generally the shotgun is never used at all because I mean, look, with the minigun you have good close range damage, right? And you got, I mean, decent long range poke, like an actual decent amount of damage. But the shotgun, right? The shotgun's good for close range, and it has some long range poke. But it's way less than a fucking minigun. So, why would you ever use it? And the only answer is that you can shoot faster, right? If someone was just around a corner, you could just shoot right away. With this thing, it takes like half a second. But you could also just right click, and that gets rid of that downside. You know, so it's like actually why use the shotgun, because that is its only upside. Genuinely over the minigun, and you have 200 ammo, which is like more than enough for everything. So, yeah. Next one's gonna be the most complex characters. Let's go into him. He's the inspiration for Torbjorn and Symmetra both. They both pull different parts of his kit. Yeah. So its primary is the same shotgun that most other guys have, and it's actually the primary you'll use. Like there are unlocks. A lot of the other weapons are replaced to some degree with unlocks that are decently different, but with the engineer's shotgun, it's kind of just his best option. But it's just a shotgun. I mean, like the same shotgun as everything else. He has the same pistol as Scout as well, but you'll notice instead of 36 reserve ammo, it's 200, which is effectively infinite ammo. And it also shoots a little bit faster, I think. Not 100% sure on that, but it always feels a little bit different. But yeah. Then his third thing, the same usual melee weapon, the wrench, 65 on hit, 195 on crit. But if you also press 4, he has a fourth thing, which is his build menu.
Oh my goodness.
So he can build 4 separate buildings, right? The first one's the sentry gun. It'll shoot people, and if you hit it, it does build faster, so that, you know, that natural instinct works. Oh, that guy just broke your shit. But if you look in the bottom right, you'll also see a medal count, where you see where it says 102.
Yep.
Right, it costs metal to make those buildings, but you press 4, you'll see like the cost of everything again. Alright, so you'll see you don't have enough for a sentry, but you, for example, could build a dispenser, so press 2, and it'll appear. You can right click to rotate it, and left click to place it down. If you hit it only when you're building, when you whack it, it actually does build faster, yeah. It didn't used to do that, and people just did that because it felt nice, but now it actually does that. As of like 8 years ago or something. So.
This is a recent update.
Yeah, well, it happened in my fucking time playing this game, so yeah. Yeah, but you could right click to pick it up if you want to move it as well. Useful thing to do, like in case you place it somewhere you don't want, or let's say like you were defending a point but they captured it,
Oh, it has
you could
to
just
rebuild.
pick it up.
Can you do that with everything?
It rebuilds faster, though, if it was built already. But you could do that with all 4 of your buildings, right? The thing with the dispenser, though, is it dispenses health and ammo at a constant rate to your teammates, and to engineers, it specifically dispenses metal, but at a slow rate. So you'll see in the top left, like you can see like a little HUD for it. Right.
Yeah.
The thing at the let me double check which is which. But I think the thing at the top is the amount of ammo it has available. So don't build the sentry now because it's gonna shoot this guy, and he says like that. But build like a teleporter or something, like an entrance or an exit, doesn't really matter which one. Right, you'll notice you go down a bit once you place it, but if you go near your dispenser, like it has its own range. You'll see it get 40 and then 10 more, and you'll notice the bar at the top went down a little bit. Like that's the ammo bar. You can hit buildings to upgrade them as well. You can see it takes 200 to upgrade. Like it has to be your own building, so or your team's building. You can see like there's like a right. There's like 100 out of 200.
Oh, because we're on the same team. That's how you can see the metal and the shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing it through the screen share. I'm not on your team. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But like the other guy while we were talking, upgraded mine to level 3. But you can upgrade it. It makes it more efficient, right? So the ammo generates faster. Whenever it dispenses ammo, it dispenses more, not ammo, but it dispenses more metal for other engineers. But it does actually give you a little bit more health if you stand near it. It also has a little bit more health itself. And then, yeah, like every building goes up to level 3. The sentry goes up to level 3. The teleporters go up to level 3. For the teleporter, it just teleports people faster. For the sentry, it just shoots more, does more damage. Yeah, we could go build the sentry now, but build it like behind the dispenser. Yep. Right, because it won't shoot through your own building, so if I stand here, it won't shoot me, which lets me demonstrate this stuff. But you can see, once it's built, if I go into line of sight of it, it'll just start shooting me for some damage. If you upgrade it, it gets a second gun, shoots way, way, way faster. And if you upgrade to level 3, it gets a rocket launcher, which is just pretty cool. This guy is being a jackass, bro. Like, I don't think he knows English. We might have to move to another server because I don't think he knows what's going on. Let's
Wait, is there a chat?
There is. I wrote in chat. If you press Y, it's all chat. U is team chat. And then enter is to send a message. You could change that, but since there's multiple types, it's like, might as well. There's also V for voice chat, which is what I use in Overwatch as well, because this was the game I grew up with. But also, as you notice, you can stand on buildings. So you can either stand on your buildings or enemy buildings, but not your teammate's building. You have to crouch jump yet again. It's gonna be a reoccurring thing. Jump and then crouch.
Oh, I forgot
there you go.
that I switched it to mouse. Okay.
Yeah. You could go on like mine, you could go on yours, you could like straight between the two. It's useful.
My teammates.
But not your teammates. With your teammates, you actually phase into the building, which is useful when you're other classes, because as I mentioned, dispensers have like their own health and stuff. So if you're being chased by like a soldier or something as a medic, for example, very common thing, people call like a dispenser shield. You go in your teammate's dispenser and it'll soak the damage for you while you can still shoot the guy and get healed a little bit. The problem is it can be destroyed. I mean, like any of this stuff can get destroyed. You'll notice it's missing some health on top left. If you hit it with your wrench, you'll repair it, but it will use up some metal, not a lot.
Oh,
like you already got it back. But that's how it works. If I break it a bit, and you'll notice your metal can actually goes down. Right.
Oh, I'm like Torb, just sitting here with a hammer.
Yeah, except in this game, turtling and stuff like that is actually more efficient. Okay, the other guy left, so you could replace the sentry if you want. What you could also do is press 4 and place your teleporter exit.
Teleporter going up.
We could show off how that works. I mean, this was what was inspired for Sim, is the teleporter.
So, got it. So that's the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool.
Infinite range on it. If you notice when you look down, like at the blueprints, you'll see an arrow in the bottom left. That's the direction it faces. If you right-click, you can rotate stuff, which is useful for teleporters specifically, because a lot of new engineers don't realize that, and they'll place it facing into a wall. And if you instead press right-click twice and turn it around, like if you want to put it up against a wall, then that way when your teams take it, they will be facing away from the wall instead of toward it, which is super useful. If that makes sense.
So then if we go...
But yeah, if you go back, you'll notice your teleporter is now glowing, and there's now an arrow on it.
Yeah,
and that arrow points the direction it's at, and you get teleported. And you'll notice in the top left, you'll see how it's recharging. It has a recharge between. But that's the engineer's main utility for his team, is teleporting people and putting dispensers. The sentry is for defending points and stuff, but isn't always necessary most of the time. I mean, a lot of people like playing a style called Battle Engineer, where you run around with the shotgun after having placed like a level 1 teleport and dispenser somewhere. But yeah. You do know about like rotating stuff right click, because I haven't seen you do it yet. I'm just assuming you're hearing my words. Like
I heard the words. How do I... Oh, wait, I got this.
If you pick it up, you have to press like 3. 3 is the wrench.
Q to cancel this.
Yeah, there you go. So now you can like turn it. Not really useful for sentries at all, because they will naturally turn to fire at things. They have like auto aim and they shoot all around them.
The teleporter or the other stuff.
But the teleporter, it's super useful. Mainly the exit teleporter. The entrance doesn't really matter much, but the exit teleporter is very important. What direction stuff's facing. And for dispensers, the orientation can decide like kind of how they're visible. Like for example, let's say this was a wall I actually cared about. Normally you'd want it up against the wall like this, so that from the other side it's less visible.
Yeah.
But if you have it rotated, if you have it rotated the other way, that would be worse.
Saying hi.
It's more visible with the same range, right? So that's the useful part for the dispenser. But yeah, that's like the engineer's different stuff. And if you press 5, there's a menu to destroy stuff. That's it. Yeah. You can destroy anything randomly.
Oh, I can remotely destroy stuff?
Yeah. But only your own stuff, obviously.
Do I get the metal back?
So you'll notice, you don't get all the metal back, you get a partial amount. But when you kill someone, so if you kill me, if you use first off, place the dispenser, so you're missing some ammo. But just 4-2. Yeah, 4-2. There you go. Alright, you can just leave it be. At this point, you've lost the metal. If you kill me, though, you'll notice I drop a little ammo box, and that gives you 100.
Oh, 100.
That also applies for your teammates, so if someone dies near you on your team, you could use them for metal. It also refills ammo on your weapons as well, if that's necessary. Generally, shouldn't be on engineer. But yeah, I mean, that's the engineer. Very complex. There's a lot of intricacies to all that stuff, knowing where to place it.
I like
and all that.
Yeah.
But there's...
Yeah, favorite one so far.
Cool.
That's dope.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a trendsetter as well. The next one is the medic. He's the inspiration for Mercy. And like, just Mercy.
So this is Storm's go-to?
This is Storm's go-to, yeah. So the primary weapon, the default medic primary weapon, is never used. There's every other stock weapon...
Gosh, I literally shoot...
Debatably the best in its category, but this syringe gun thing right here, it's so awful compared to a certain unlock called the Crusader's Crossbow that it is literally never used except by new players. So, like, it's... don't get too comfortable with it, but you can see it does, like, next to no damage. It fires pretty fast, but it does, like, nothing. Like, shoot it at me a little bit, you'll see. Alright, like, that's nothing. Right, one shotgun shot does the same damage that you just did holding it down for a while. I'm low health.
Yep.
But Medic also has natural regen, which is also what they did in Overwatch. The left click does heal teammates with the secondary thing. But if you notice, there's a bar on the bottom. Can I join your team? Does server let you do that? It does. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let me go. Come down. Right. You can see now if you left click on me, it'll heal me. With the second thing, the medic. It's called a medigun. That's like your primary thing is medic. 90% of the time, this is what you do on medic.
Oh yeah,
you don't have to hold it. It's toggle. I have it set that way.
Oh.
Because I find it convenient. I have it set that way in Overwatch as well for Mercy because I find it convenient. But you'll notice my health is up to 300.
Quick, Overwatch, is there a way to toggle it with like healing beam and then right click or something else to just switch it to blue? But
so
you
have to look at them.
From
you do have to look at them. But yeah, you could toggle beam as well in Overwatch. There's a setting for that.
So you still have to maintain line of sight.
You still have to, you still have to look at the guy for a second, but then you can go not look at him after that. So you could start looking around, and as you would if you were holding the button. It's just you don't have to hold the button. Anyway, you'll notice my health on Soldier. The guy with 200 health, I have 300. That's because medic can give overheal in this game, because he's the only healer. There's not multiple healers. It's just medic. It's medic or boss. And you'll notice in the bottom right, as you heal me, your bar is charging up. Right, you actually have to be healing me.
Charging up.
Right, you can see it's going up and up. Once you're at 100...
What is the HP...
Sorry, go ahead.
HP 300 center top
that's my health. Oh, that one at the top. There's bosses in this mode, in TF2, generally restricted to holidays and events and stuff. And because we're on a custom map, they have a Halloween boss spawn, so that's the health bar for that guy. But he's just off in the middle here. You go look at him. They have him stuck in place. He's the guy right there, though. Called the headless horseless head taker. Yeah, you can see his health goes down. You kill him. You do get an achievement for killing him, which you would have gotten if I didn't just take the kill. But it doesn't really matter. Achievements are for fun. But yeah, you'll notice that as you heal me with the other thing, the bar goes up. Alright, so if you pull it back out. If I damage myself, or like if I take damage in some way, let me not like jump up, let me see this. If I damage myself, you'll notice it charges way faster, because it charges faster on people with damage. That's an incentive for you to heal other people. Once you have it, you can hear it crackling. He says, I'm fully charged. By the way, the whole server hears when you say I'm fully charged. So that's like a mark for death almost. Like people know. It's really sweaty players will take that into account. But when you go on me again or anyone else that's on your team and you right click, both you and me become completely invulnerable for the duration of that bar, which I think is about 7-8 seconds.
Holy cow. Okay.
It's completely invulnerable to everything except knockback and falling off the map, which is where Pyro can come in, because he can actually blast you away with the air blast.
Okay.
So it's useful to know that, but otherwise you're completely invulnerable, right? And then when you pop that or whatever, we would walk into like some sentries or whatever, I'd be shooting them. I can still shoot people and stuff while you're healing me. Anyone I shoot or whatever, you can get assists on. Like, you will get assists on. Medic takes priority over anyone else that did damage, because you're healing the guy that got the kill. And yeah, that's like...
Cool.
That's your whole gimmick. You also have a melee that, yet again, 65 on hit, 195 on crit. It's the same melees. It's just a different model. It's the same melee as everyone else's. Same swing speed, same everything else, same damage numbers. Like, out-inspire the unique cases. Everyone else has the same. But yet again, melee is pretty sparsely used by most characters. Anyway, we go back to spawn now, and I can show you the next guy, because that's all there is to medic. I mean, you mainly just use your medic gun to kill people. Yeah. There is an unlock called the Crusader's Crossbow, which lets you shoot people to heal them with a crossbow, and also shoot to heal damage them, and that's the only thing you use on medic, because it's great. Sniper, though, really straightforward guy.
Sniper.
You right-click to scope in, and you can shoot people. You can left-click to no-scope, but you can't headshot with that. When you right-click, you can actually headshot. He's the only class that can headshot by default, and the only other class that can headshot at all is actually the Spy. Let me swap teams, though, so you can actually have something to shoot at. But, yeah, Sniper, infinite range. It's a hit-scan weapon. It shoots the way it shoots. He has an SMG. I have a custom animation for it, if you didn't notice. But yeah, if you hit a headshot right away with 0 charge, it does 150. You took a bit, so it did more. But if you notice when you hold...
charges up, like Widow.
Yeah, but only while scoped. That was also... Yeah, this was the inspiration for Widow, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Widow... But if you don't charge it all... If you don't charge it all, if you right-click and instantly left-click on my head, it will be 150. But you shot and then scoped, so that's what happened there. You need to... you have to be scoped in the headshot. If you're not scoped, you can only body shot, which will always do 50. If you scope it... Why is your pause menu coming up every time you shoot?
Oh, because I was hitting escape. I don't know why I was hitting escape.
Anyway, yeah, but you just like right-click, left-click on the head real quick. You see that does 150. Widow used to do that as well, and then they found out it's a problem.
So I do have to wait a second.
No, you just have to be scoped. You just need to be scoped. But Widow used to also have this ability to quick scope super fast like that. The thing is, it was stupid overpowered in Overwatch. Because, I mean, just imagine that, bro. Imagine you turn around a corner, a Widow is right in front of you, just quick 1-2, like, scopes and kills you without charging at all. It was ridiculous, to be frank. And they mainly thought it was okay because it's okay in TF2. Because you only have a 125 health, you have, like, no real mobility to you. Yeah. You have the same health as a scout, but with none of the mobility. So if someone can close the gap, you're probably dead. Unless you hit some like crazy close, point blank quick shot.
Crazy close quick shot.
His secondary is the SMG, which if you didn't notice has like a little gangster animation on it.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
But yeah, generally this is a quick. You can switch to it really quick from your sniper rifle, and it shoots pretty fast and does very small amounts of damage.
So this is like someone is closing the gap. I'm gonna swap to.
Well, so generally with the SMG, the way I use it and the way I think it should generally be used is you shot someone as he was approaching, so he's lost a bit of his health, and now they're low health because you know that you did the damage, and then you pull out the SMG to finish him off. Because if you shoot at me, you'll notice it does not do a lot, but it does it fast, right? You can quickly do like 50. But that's about all you're gonna do with one clip. So the idea is like, oh, I shot this guy in the body, like, twice real quick. Now I know he's low, I pull out the SMG and he's dead.
A quick finish.
Right, that's generally how you'd use it. And then his melee is when they're close enough. If you can melee on sniper, you should, because they shouldn't be that close, and if they are that close, you might as well go for a random crit. There's a little gimmick where melee weapons in this game have about a 1 in 3 chance of getting a crit. So it's pretty much always a decent idea if you have no other options just to go for a random crit with one. Because 195, if you didn't realize, one shots everything except the soldier and the heavy. And even soldier and heavy don't live comfortably. I mean, soldier will have 5 health and heavy will have like 100. So if they took any type of damage, like they're probably dead. So that's like a...
And they have larger hitboxes, so pretty likely.
Well, with the melee weapon, it doesn't matter how big the hitbox is. It's a melee weapon.
That's a good point.
You do actually have to aim it in this game. It's not like Reinhardt's shit, but yeah. And the last class is the spy. He's the noob trap, and I guarantee you're gonna die a lot to him if you play this game for more than like 1 session. You press period. Period is to swap teams, which you pretty much can never do in modern TF2. Comma is to swap classes. And you can change that as well if you want, but I can't think of why you can do it. It's not.
Oh, this is what the guy was playing as.
Oh yeah, the other guy. Yeah.
Yep.
So you have a revolver. It does like some damage, kinda. Not a lot. It does like 40 or 50 per shot. So it's enough that you like can kill someone, but you're just at a strict disadvantage in direct combat like that. But it's enough that you can, right? So you can still shoot someone if your other things aren't an option. But your main thing as spy is actually your melee, right? So the knife. If you pull out the knife. Right, if you stab me in the front, you'll notice you do, like, nothing. Right, you're doing, like, 40 damage. Like, the base melees and any other weapon do more,
oh,
like,
it switches to backstab.
The backstab is a one-shot. If I go heavy real quick, you can just one-tap me. Even if I'm overhealed, I'm behind you, by the way. Even if I'm overhealed by, like, a medic, if you stab my back, you just, like, a little arm raise animation. That's how you know it's the back. If you close enough, you actually have to range. You'd see.
I was getting the animation. I was surprised.
Yeah, you weren't close enough. So
that's everyone. That's a one
everyone's one shot unless they're Uber, which is because they're immortal. Like you're actually immortal when you're Uber. There is a side grade to the medic thing that makes people not immortal, And in that case, that what they get is a lot of health, but that's where Spy can come in and just, you know, quickly get him with a quick stab. And you might be wondering how the fuck does Spy get behind people? Because, like, yeah, how would he? If you press right click, you turn invisible. And you'll notice the cloak meter, like, goes down. This is the inspiration for Sombra if it wasn't obvious enough. Right, so you can, I can't see you can see me. If I do the same thing, you see I'm invisible. And if I go and touch you, you'll notice now you can kind of see me as I bump you, but only as I bump you.
Oh, but I still get the...
Yeah, you'll still get... I mean, if you happen to... It's not going to happen, I'll be real. Like, that happens because you knew I was there, but that's not going to happen. And you notice the cloak recharges like somewhat fast, but it does just run out. And once it runs out, it makes a noise that everyone can hear to some degree. As I uncloak, you kind of hear that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's how you can sneak around. There's also this secondary, is the sapper, and you use it to sap engineers' buildings specifically. Spy was built to counter the engineer. So if I place the dispenser here, you can, first off, you can see the health. Oh, also as Spy, you can see the health of enemies. He just has that. Like, you can see my health right now.
Oh,
and the buildings and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, with everything?
With anything. Oh, yeah, it's just a built-in mechanic. But you can see if you sap that, the health goes down. If I hit it with my wrench, I can break it. But notice how the health is gone now. I actually have to spend more metal to then repair. So that's why Spy is kind of like the counter to Engineer, because if I build a few things, you can put your sappers on all of them, and if I just let it run its course, you'll break it. And that's kind of the idea. It also disables them, so if I build a sentry that would normally shoot you...
And I can just zap everything?
Yeah, there's no cooldown really on it. Like, if you let me build a few buildings real quick...
is this what he did to the turret?
Yeah. Well, I think he just shot it. But you can see I have 3 buildings here. You can just do like a little drive-by, spam left-click, and get all 3. Right. The thing is, it takes 2 hits to break it on Engineer, and because some people... I mean, as time goes on, the average new TF2 player knows a lot more about the game, because other people teach them, and like online guides and all that. And because of that, people generally know shoot the Spy instead of... Because in the old days, people be like, oh, my shit's getting sapped, let me break the sapper by hitting the building. And then the Spy would be standing next to him, spam clicking. I mean, getting backstabbed is a modern thing, too. Because in the old days, I mean, you could instantly replace it. If you place it and I break it, you have to be uninvisible to do it, by the way. Right. If you go place it and I break it, you can just put it right back on. So... This is what used to happen. Right now you're experiencing 2009 TF2. What happens now, though, is just I have to get more metal. Is you would go to backstab me after the initial thing, and then I would go to kill you because why the fuck would I let you keep sapping my shit? Right, so you like place the sapper, I'd be like, what's going on? And then you pull out your knife. You don't go invisible generally. You pull out the knife and then stab me. You have to, yeah. Yeah, oh wow, you got me, guys.
Oh wow, shocker. So you can't melee when invisible?
You can't do anything when invisible other than go uninvisible.
Got it,
that was a stupid change. Sombra used to have the same thing, but they changed her so that she could do stuff while invisible, and that was an Overwatch 2 specific change. For all of Overwatch 1, if someone wanted to do anything, she had to be uninvisible. Which was how it balanced out. It made sense, but now they, for some reason, want her to be invisible while doing things. It's really cringe for everyone. I mean, it's way less fun to play against. It's less skilled to play with. That's the reason everyone fucking hates it. But yeah, so that's like the matchup there. But the other thing is when you're invisible, I don't know if you remember the Pyro, but there's like a little like a rock, paper, scissors going on where Pyro beats Spy. Right, so if you go invisible real quick, and I do flame damage on you, you'll notice... I mean, you won't notice this, but you're on fire, and I can see you while you're on fire, because there are flame particles.
You light me on fire.
You can... If you go into water, you do get extinguished, but most maps don't have water. Right?
So just actual...
So, like, if I do this, and you go into the water, like, just go in... Yeah, there you go. You got an achievement. But yeah, like if you go Pyro, you'll see it clear. Just like swap the Pyro real quick and show that off. And there's one more thing to show you with Spy as well, which I'll show you in a sec. 3, the third guy.
It's looking for names.
Yeah. I don't actually know if my HUD is names, but I mean they'll get used to them. I think hopefully. But yeah, so if I'm invisible, you just shoot this direction. Like, you don't even have to know where I am. You'll notice you'll just hit me, and then now you can see me until Afterburn wears off, which it does eventually.
Pyros, so I can spy check.
Yeah, it's actually called spy checking. Yeah, that's my guy just has the intuition.
Well, no, that's I just know that from Overwatch. That's what they call it.
Is that what they call it?
That's
who the fuck spy checks in Overwatch? I can't think of one.
Iman says it all the time.
Oh, well, because he used to play TF2.
Oh, really?
Every single Overwatch pro used to play TF2.
Oh, that's
like except Flats, except like he's not really a pro necessarily either, which is why that's the case. But like Super, like you know Super?
Yeah.
Right, his name is Super TF, as in Super Team Fortress. Right.
Fascinating.
Seagull also came from TF2. He was really prominent. Blue was one of the best soldiers out there, still to this day. They just migrated. When Overwatch came out, people referred to it as the TF2 killer, and it didn't kill it necessarily, but it is a decent alternative option depending on what you want.
Sure.
So all the more competitive players, because there's like TF2 doesn't really have a competitive scene just available in game. Like you can't just click competitive and play it.
Right.
You have to go. It's kind of like how we do like pugs and scrims and all that. You have to do that. You have to find a community and play in private servers and shit. And that's what all those guys did. And because they wanted to play simple competitive, most of them migrated to Overwatch, where you could just click competitive and play competitive. Right. So
and it's easier for content as well.
Yeah, because it gets a lot of updates, and this game doesn't really anymore. It's gotten so many updates that there's a lot of content to be had, but it's all kind of, a lot of it's been done a million times at this point. Even if there is a lot. There's like 200 weapons? I don't know. A lot of weapons.
That's crazy. That's cool. I like that.
But yeah, the last thing on Spy is you can disguise, so I could like turn into like your
Pyro. Wait, how do you do that? Wait.
Well, you have to be on Spy, but you'll notice if you look at me, I look like your teammate. But if I do anything like shoot the weapon or anything, then I'm no longer like that. And yet again, useful thing for Pyros, you can... no. It's purely visual. So you press 4, brings up its own menu of all the 9 classes, and you have to press the number associated. Right. Like, right now you look like the Demoman. You can see in the bottom left, that's kind of what you look like. If you press B with a weapon, it'll swap the weapon. Right, that's a very little known mechanic. Most spies don't know that even now. And then if you do anything, you'll notice it made a noise, it got rid of the disguise.
Yeah.
But the idea is you use like your disguise, right? That's why it's a noob trap, because noobs will not know when some guy's obviously disguised. But the more you play this game, the more a Pyro walking up to you like this will be a fucking... like, that's just a spy.
Big old red flag.
Useful thing with this, though, is while you're disguised, right, there's no damage indicators. Like, you took damage right now, but I did not get a damage indicator. If I go disguise real quick, I actually have to be disguised. But, like, if you shoot me...
You like my disguise?
Yeah, as a spy. It's interesting, when you disguise as spy, you just, like, when Spy is disguised, he has like a little face mask on him, and you'll notice, like, I'm like a spy with a Pyro face mask.
Yeah.
But if you like damage me in a way that isn't a backstab that one-shots me, like just stab me or something, right, that just did 40 to me, and you would not know. You just kind of have to know that it's a spy. That's why Pyro is so useful as a spy check, because you can light him on fire, and he's going to still be on fire. Your teammate's not going to be on fire, and that's kind of how that works.
And when you disguise, you're disguised as someone on the other team.
Yeah. You can change that. Like, if you open the disguise menu, you'll see very small text that says hit R to toggle team, and that'll toggle to your team, which you never use, like, ever.
Yeah.
You can use it like a joke.
Okay, this makes a ton more sense.
But if you press R, like,
Pyro,
you can see
and I was like, look at, I'm a Pyro, I'm going to help you guys.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Generally... Pyro is a useful one. The important thing also here, if you end up playing a spy, is to know that classes that are slower will make you slower, that you match the movement speed. And classes that are faster, you will not get faster. Clever. So if I go Scout, who is really fast, look at this shit. I mean, this looks, this is a spy. Even if you haven't played the game, this is a spy.
I'd give it away.
But if it's a Pyro...
Footsteps do not match.
It's a Pyro. I mean, like, this is like a normal Pyro. He's just walking around doing things. It's an engineer doing things. The thing with the engineer is a normal beginner spy, he walks around with his shotgun out by default because they don't know about that B thing. B swaps the weapon you have equipped on spy. So for example, I have the knife out, I press B, you see I have a wrench out. If an engineer's walking around with a wrench, a lot of people don't even know about this thing. Like it's been a feature forever, but it's not explained anywhere. You just have to kind of know. It's like the nether portal in Minecraft. You just kind of have to know. Right? It's like but if you do know, I mean, like a lot of new players will not shoot you just because you have a wrench out, because that's just all they know. You could even swap to like pistols and stuff. Like if you go to the sapper and you press B, it'll pull out the pistol, and then you don't have to keep it out. That's the useful thing. You just have to have it out for a second, press B, it'll swap to it, and then that'll be your thing. If you go invisible, come uninvisible, you'll maintain the disguise. Right? The only way you lose it is if you shoot or stab, or change the disguise yourself.
How do I do the zapper thing while disguised?
Just 2. You press 2.
Oh.
And you swap to it.
Yeah.
It's like while disguised, you can just swap around to all your shit, and like it won't show that you're swapping weapons to enemies, right? So right now it shows you the pistol out because you press B. But let's say you go to your knife right now, right? Like just press 3. Right? You'll notice in the bottom left you still have the pistol out. On my screen, you still have the pistol out.
That's cool.
But so it like maintains it once you press B, and if you don't press anything, it defaults to the first weapon. In my case, I press B just out of habit because it's useful. But yeah, the main disguises I've been using are Pyro because your movement speed's the same, Spy because your movement speed's the same, and Engineer because who would be backing up to your team? I mean, thinking about it, who is? And by the way, it I don't remember exactly how it calculates the health. I think it's based on when you were disguised, what health you were at. So like I'm at 30 health right now, like you can see. If I pick a disguise, I'm at 71 health. I don't remember. I was at 71 health before you hit me last time.
Yeah.
So I don't exactly know that mechanic fully, but what I do know is when you have less than full health, if you go get a health pack, so like there's one out this way, you'll see I'm at 71 health, right? I'm not changing disguises, I just get healed. Right, I personally right now I'm at 95 out of 125. I'm not full health, but I just went from 71 to 125. Like your disguise is its own health. And it'll get healed up by medkits and shit.
And it's not necessarily correlated.
Yeah. So you can be walking around on low health while on full. So like you can walk to a health pack in front of someone and get not healed to full, but get healed at all. They're just gonna think you're a team. Like it's rare that people will think that you're a spy at that point. If you watch some guy get health from a health pack, some people know. I mean, the more experienced players, like all this stuff is obvious, but most people playing this game still to this day are not very experienced. It's a very casual game. So you can get away with a lot, and you will. I mean, you're going to get backstabbed by a lot of spots. You better be ready. It's a long road ahead of you. But yeah. And then also G is to taunt. Some characters have taunt kills. It's like this one, if I get stabbed by this, it actually kills me. There's the heavy fists in particular have a taunt kill. There's only a few taunt kills. Spy just happens to have one of them on his knife. Another one's heavies. He has the best taunt kill in the game because it's the fastest and it has a range to it. Right, so if I do my taunt from here, while aiming it at you, and more importantly, you have to like not move. Right, and I don't get the fucking Halloween specific taunt that they have enabled on the server. You can see, I do a finger gun, and I can shoot you from a distance for 500. It always says 500. The interesting thing with the Spy's backstab is it always does 6 times the health of the guy you stab. So if you stab a heavy, it's 1800 damage. If you stab a scout, it's like 600. Point being, though, it's just one-shots most of the time. The only reason that wouldn't one-shot is if you're doing a custom game. But yeah. So there's like a few taunt kills, and you'll learn about shit like that as you play, but I mean, that's pretty much everything. I ran through like a lot of the more specific things. To see if I'm out of the way, and then I walk into it, doesn't do shit. But if you taunt that again, it actually is like a few parts. Okay, well, you got the unfortunate part being community server, they can have this shit enabled. You can see it stabs me early, and then the final stab that's 500. Which is actually almost like a downside, because it alerts people that they're about to get taunt killed. And I've had a few taunt kills kind of get away from me because of that.
Hey, a lot of good that gun did ya?
But yeah, that was, I mean, that's like every character. That's some of the more intricate details. I didn't even go over every weapon unlock, because it really isn't important. I mean, when you know the fundamentals, you know, for example, let me get like my
piecing it together.
Like a common scout set I use is what this, and fucking where is it? This, right? So for example, I'm gonna walk up to you on the scout here. I have a you don't have any unlocks yet because you get them. You either trade from or you get them over time. Depends on what you want to do. But if you see me right now, right, you'll see I have a different gun. Right, I do 2 quick shots. What's interesting is they do knockback. So if I shoot you, we'll go flying.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But at the end of the day, I'm the guy running around double jumping and I got a shotgun. That's all you effectively have to know. But it lets me like climb up the high places and shit, and it's useful stuff like that. It does less damage though as a trade-off. And it's that's like right there, you just got an unlock for heavy, right? And that's actually a really good one. But if I like right click, this is my melee weapon, normally, right, 35 damage, pretty bad. This one, like 10 damage or something, it's even worse, but it also has a projectile I can throw at you that does pretty damage.
Oh.
And then there's like a pistol that shoots a little bit faster. But like at the end of the day, they're all the same things. Right? It's all the same stuff. And if you look into your, if you press escape and hit items, right? Items, and you go to like heavy right now because you just got a weapon there. He's the middle big fat guy.
Yeah, sorry, like remarkably hard to navigate. Or mouse has about a 1 second input delay. I don't know why in the menu here.
That's weird. That's not supposed to be like that. Anyway, if you click on the minigun, it'll open up the menu of everything you have. And in your case, it's just the minigun and the Tommy sub. Why is your thing looks laggy as hell all of a sudden? Is it like only while you're in the menu?
It's only while I'm in the menu, and then it's like buttery smooth out of here.
That's really weird.
So I don't think it's related to the screen share because of the game being
that's
smooth.
Weird.
The second I'm and to be fair,
I mean, look, even in this menu, you can see me moving around like just fine. So
yeah, and like mouse totally fine. It's the second I'm in like this
item menu. That's weird. Maybe it's because it's the first time boot. I never really tested that.
Or same thing when in options, or I guess
really
options. There's another screen that was similar. But anyways,
well, shop is always laggy if that's where you went, because that's like the only other main menu. But I'm assuming you didn't go there because you didn't know that. But anyway, if you go to heavy and his primary weapon, right, and you click on it, you'll see you have a second option now because you just got it. If you can make it there. Alright, you can see it, like, if you hovered over it at any point, assuming it actually fucking equips, you can see it has, like, its stats listed, right? So it spins up faster, it's a little bit more accurate. The firing speed is slower, which means your overall damage is a little bit lower. The interesting thing with this unlock specifically, it also, if you didn't notice, says silent character, no barrel spread sound. Right, so you have 20% better accuracy, and it doesn't make noise at all. Which actually, compared to the firing speed, which would have lowered your damage because you shoot slower, it actually kind of, most heavies think it's like a little bit of an upgrade. The thing is, stock is like almost identical. The thing with most weapons actually in all of TF2, outside of the medic, where like 2 of his 3 slots are basically always certain weapons, every other class, the stock is generally agreed to be the best, and I would agree with everyone else agreeing. But the side grades are still fun in their own ways, and this game's about having fun. So if you like the silent spin, the way you can be a little bit more sneaky with heavy, I mean, it still makes a noise. You can kind of hear it, like not while it's revved up, but yeah. Some people like it. The spread is way better. You can do more damage at range, but you do less damage up close. That's kind of the trade-off.
Okay.
Because of the slower speed.
Range.
Yeah. Yep. So it's interesting. I mean, that one, most people that play heavy, they like the Tommy Slab more than the stock, but other people swear by the stock. I mean, I like using the stock because I have like a nice reskin for it or whatever. But generally, it's about the same. Alright, the only time it really matters is if you're in a heavy versus heavy fight with no medics, but you're both on full health, which is a rare, normal thing to happen. Especially because generally, I mean, look, like, let's say you were here, if I see you here, I'm gonna shoot you first. Which even if I have the Tommy Slab, if I just shoot you first, I'm gonna do more damage inherently. So it doesn't really matter. The only time is if we both say, okay, like 3, 2, 1, go, and then shoot each other. That's the only time that stock is like notably better. But that's just not gonna fucking happen in real play.
Such an artificial condition.
It's like a yeah. But I mean, at the same time, it is straight up better at close range. So if you do have a medic, which is where it could matter a bit more when you're getting healed, then it can actually matter. And also if your health values are different and all that, like there's a few different conditions. And overall, it makes them about even. It just depends on what you want, which is, yeah, it's kind of a good system, I feel.
How do you get more ammo?
There's so dispensers mainly. That's going to be your main thing.
Oh,
you hope you have an engineer that they dispense dip. The other thing though is there's metal packs. So you can see right here, just on the ground on maps. You see me over on this side. Right, that there is a metal pack.
Oh yeah.
Floats and spins. You walk over it.
When you dropped when I killed you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then this is Halloween. Yet again, Halloween specific, generally, but that is a health kit. That'll heal you. And then you'll see there's like a little chocolate bar. Well, you can't really see it from here. You can see that floating fucking cauldron thing, right? It has like a plus sign on it. Way top center of the map. There's just a floating cauldron.
Yeah.
Like spinning. Yeah. Generally, when it's like a spinning thing like that, it's either health or ammo, and there's only like 2 variants. Which... But yeah, that is every character, what they do. They specialize in. That's like it's your first weapon on Market Web. Yeah, this is a custom only thing. You're not going to find cannons in normal play. Be cool if they added one, to be honest. I'd fucking love it. And there are some gimmicks kind of like that you can use in maps. But yeah, a lot of the game modes that are actually in the official game are very, very similar to Overwatch. Like, you know, the recent one they added, Flashpoint, that's also like half rip from tf2, half rip from COD. Right, King of the Hill, tf2, Payload, tf2, fucking... It's just like everything, basically. Even 2CP is actually based off of mode in tf2 called Attack Defend, where you attack and defend points. Right. The exception may be being Push. I don't know what else that would have been inspired by. That might actually be a unique mode to Overwatch, as far as I know. This is just like a combination of existing stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But either way, every like mode exists in here, plus a few others. I mean, there's a thing called like Capture the Flag, where you capture the flag.
Oh, there's CTF. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you hit the casual button, you can see it. There's Attack, Defend, Capture the Flag. There's a thing called Control Points, which is what Flashpoint was based off of, except they do it better.
The casual button?
Find a game and then casual. So press Escape, find a game, then casual. It's lagging again in there. Interesting.
Oh, this is the other screen that was super laggy.
Okay. Maybe we should try rebooting. I mean, I just kind of ran you through everything, and that might help.
Good idea. Yeah, thank you for running me through.
And
explaining those details. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's all the character stuff.